All right, I still got Will and Brett with me again, and we talked about taxes for like 13 minutes, and it was really, really fun. It was fun to listen to. You should go watch that video. But now we're going to talk about government surveillance. It's going to probably be a little bit of a shorter video, but it's a topic that they thought they could actually have a good discussion about, so we're going to let them have at it. I guess we'll start with the baseline Patriot Act. Will, I'll let you talk. I'll let you start. How do you feel of the Patriot Act? Which parts would you see repealed? And if you want it all repealed, do you think anything should be put into a separate bill by itself?
I think it should all be repealed. I think it was an extreme reaction to 9/11 and everything that went along with it, Homeland Security, the TSA, the NSA surveillance that we see right now. I think it's all like very much overstepping the bounds of what a government should be able to do.
Would you have like any bill put like, a replacement bill, you could say?
What do you mean?
Like, would you is there any like, because I think the argument is like these bills have given too much power.
Yeah.
But do they have any powers that you would like in a government organization to still have? You know what I'm saying?
Probably not.
So they don't. Do you think there's nothing good that they do? If they were gone, we'd be okay.
I might make a bill like outlying surveilling doing domestic surveillance.
Yeah, but for example, the TSA at airports.
Mm-hmm.
Would you just get rid of them, privatize it, or would you restrict what they can do?
Yeah, restrict what they can do.
So you would keep some parts of the Patriot Act then.
Probably.
But you just sort of restrict how much they can do.
Exactly.
But you think that there's some technically good things that are done by it.
Yeah.
Airport security to an extent.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. And Brett.
Well, I support the Patriot Act and most of its entirety.
Okay, most of it. What don't you agree with, real quick though? Just give me one.
Well, I think.
Or what's your iffy about?
The TSA's been a debacle.
Yeah.
I think that not that they've necessarily overstepped their bounds, but it's just become a very awkward procedure, and it's definitely needed. I think, but I think it
Better
needs
ways?
reform. Yes,
Yeah,
it needs to be reformed. I can't tell you a solution for that because it's very tricky.
That's true.
However, I think it should be looked into.
That's good.
Regardless, I think the Patriot Act is needed. Yes, and I don't think it was an overreaction by any means.
Do you think it was a reaction, or do you think it was like the?
It was a reaction.
Do you think it was a reaction, but you think it should stay in place? It wasn't the natural progression of.
Oh no! I don't think we'd ever even contemplated a threat as seriously as we faced on 9/11.
So if Al Qaeda didn't exist, would you still be in favor of a bill like the Patriot Act?
9/11 never happened, you're saying?
Yeah, exactly.
If 9/11 never happened, I don't think it ever would have been a thought in our minds because we've never been threatened as a country so seriously
and
by such an extremist ideology.
Do you still feel we're under that same level of threat on a day-to-day basis?
Well,
do you feel
daily? No.
Okay, here's my question, I guess. Do you feel that we still need the Patriot Act in place to its full entirety with the one question or two you had in order to protect us? Do you think with it less, we'd be unsafe?
When it comes to telephone surveillance, yes, I think it should be in place in its entirety.
Okay.
The TSA, again, needs reform. However, I think its current its purpose needs to continue as well.
That's one thing you guys agree
as
on.
evidenced by airport bomber, etc.
Yeah.
But no, it's. I think it's ludicrous to think that unless you have something to hide, that you can't concede a little bit of your privacy to.
Well, hardly a little bit. Like we're looking at the NSA. They have back doors to every major telecommunications company, Facebook, social media.
Okay, but unless you have something to hide, what's the big deal?
Why would you not allow to have something to hide?
Frankly, I don't care
you
what.
Have nothing to hide.
I don't. I mean,
right.
Sure. No. Sure. I do. I guess, but frankly, I don't care unless it's something. If it's something incriminating, obviously I need to be tried for that.
Don't you think they're spending a bit too much money, like collecting these like hundreds of millions of terabytes of data? Don't you think that could be cut down a little bit? We could maybe shave off some,
I'll concede
some dollars
that.
from the
Sure,
deficit.
I'll admit that maybe internet surveillance could be limited. I think it's definitely something that should be looked at. But I don't think when, again, the terabytes of information they have...
Why do you say it like that? It's factually accurate.
It's just... it's just so informationally, technical.
Literate?
I guess it's just,
Wow, you're patronizing me for being well versed in this subject. Okay, all right.
I'm just saying.
Moving on.
I'm just saying. I think that that could be cut down on. Sure, telephone records, however, I think should be monitored on a daily basis. There's no excuse for them not being. Okay. Again, I don't. Even if I had something to hide, I watch dirty films on the internet on a daily basis. Okay, so do several other people. I think that's hypothetical, but I'm just saying. On
a daily basis.
Anyway, I'm just saying, I don't think it's that big a deal to concede a little bit of your privacy, your telephone conversations.
So do you think that these post 9/11 surveillance measures, do you think that they have protected us in the last 12 years since 2001? Yes? Do you know if there's any evidence?
I can't cite a factual statistic at this moment.
Because there isn't. Actually,
there was, however. I can't cite the number, but I do remember...
It's 56, and the evidence is actually not substantial. It's actually still
Well, no, this is a little bit off subject. This isn't necessarily government.
Illustrate for the viewers what you're talking about.
I'm sorry?
Be more clear. Because you guys have had a debate where clearly two of you understand what the talk you're talking about, but actually vocalize it. It's at 56. It's at number 56.
56 cases in which these security, domestic surveillance measures have
saved us.
But I can't remember the exact number, but President Obama's administration decided to, when the issue of drones came up with the always colorful Rand Paul in the Senate.
Do you like drones?
Again, yes.
You realize that more and more is coming out about United States drone assassinations that are and civilian deaths as a result of drone attacks.
Hey,
what do you?
It's another topic, guys. We can talk about that tomorrow if you want to.
All right.
I'm just saying he cited that as an instance of success and how drones have been successful. However. That's the word I used, yes.
Okay.
However, I'm just saying that that's another form of government surveillance, which is the topic we're under. However, I think, phone records, sure. I don't again, and you haven't cited it. What's the big deal with them knowing that, you watch a dirty movie every now and then, you go on some anarchist website. Who cares? Unless you're acting upon your views and trying to take down the government, some seditious act. Who cares?
Yeah, we're just going to go this far. I don't want to use the slippery slope argument, but seriously, it's been going this direction. If the amount of information that they're collecting has just been exponentially increasing. I don't want to live in some Orwellian dystopian society where everything I do is monitored and controlled.
In that sense, this is so off subject that I have to say it.
Yeah.
In that sense, why should we take guns away?
Why should we should? How does that relate at all?
Because if we're going to live in some Orwellian society, shouldn't we have the means with which to take down our government? And if it supersedes its power that it was originally supposed to be granted?
Okay, so you're saying we should do that? That they are overstepping?
No,
did you just say that?
You just took it out of context.
Did I?
Well,
okay, all right.
Okay, I'm just trying to clarify this. Brett, what you said is that if
he says what comes to pass is going to occur, then how come guns should be taken away?
But
that's so stupid.
I don't understand the relation.
But I don't understand it either.
Could you
Okay, so Mr. Locke, the philosopher, said in
right. He said that you should be able to take down your government if they come.
Exactly.
Right.
Okay.
So my
guns being the primary means with which to do.
But how does government surveillance have anything to do with our ability to take down our government?
Right.
I'm contrasting with what he just said, that he doesn't want to live in some Orwellian society because it's a slippery slope. In which case...
Okay, the guns that... I don't...
Could you
elaborate?
Yeah, it's very off subject. I'm saying you're opposed to guns almost in many cases, so if that's the case, if we live in some Orwellian society, shouldn't we be able to have guns to
Why would we need
reform
guns
the
to
government?
Overthrow? It's just
in what way are we going to overthrow the government? Going with a bunch of fucking knives?
Basically, if it's a unanimous decision, it doesn't even have to be violent. It just has to be enough of the population who's willing to establish a new government. That's basically.
It's not. No. Yeah. Let's look at the French Revolution. No.
What do you think? The government's just gonna kill everyone? If the entire population wants to revolt against the government,
that's the argument.
Initiate a revolution. So the government is just gonna. But that's gonna include the military. They're gonna be not wanting to do that. So they're gonna help out.
No, the military would be supporting the government.
That's we have a
In
civilian military though.
Yeah.
But if they're following the orders of the president,
why would they if they're trying to?
Well, the point Will's trying to make.
That's not the point I'm saying. It'd
the
be
point
like
Will's trying to
uprise.
make is that if the government got bad enough that we needed to take it over, they would not be able to.
We
have the ratio of government to non-government is strong
Exactly.
enough that it would not be an issue.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think that's actually that true.
It's not like you'd nuke your entire population just to maintain your government, and then it would just be decimated. You'd have 1%. You would have no infrastructure. I don't understand. But yeah, okay.
All right, no, we're gonna stop there. Actually, that was another really good conversation, and we have more to come tomorrow. It's gonna be freaking sweet.